Hello! So, you're looking for a little something new to throw into your solos. You've got the whole, speed picking, alternate picking thing down pretty good. Got the whole tapping thing down pretty good. You got the whole squealy thing down pretty good. You have to do that face too when you make the squealies. Well, that was a good one. Anyway, so you want to do a little something new, fresh, and exciting in there? Let's try sweep picking. Now, sweeping, obviously. Sweeping. A fluid motion across the strings. Sweeping. Kind of like strumming a chord, but you're not going for the actual chord itself. You're going to try and articulate each note individually, clearly, and concisely. Let's change angles, get a little closer, and then we'll go over the left and the right hand motion, if you know what I'm saying. Now, starting off with the right hand motion, which I feel is more important to get down because you can't do sweep picking unless you sweep with your pick. So, first things foremost, you're going to hold the pick at a little bit of an angle. When I'm ascending in notes, going from thicker strings to lighter strings, we're going to angle the pick a bit, like so. Going down. When we're doing an upstroke, we will be angling the pick in the opposite direction, a bit upwards, like so. Down, up. Get used to that motion. As the pick slides to the next string, it rests on the string. The next string, next. So you're getting, it's not one continuous glide across, it's going to stop for each string following. Do that a bunch of times, get used to the motion, and then we move on to the left hand. Now, while we're learning how to do it, we're not going to go for the fancy 6-string or 5-string patterns. You want to take it literally one string at a time. We're going to go 15th fret on the E string. We're going to pull off to the 12th fret on the E string. So you have this is going to be an upstroke. After you stroke it, the pick is going to then rest on the B string, like so. See, it's caught, it's not going anywhere. Pull off to the 12th fret. Your next plan of action is going to be the 13th fret on the B string. This guy, right here. So with an upstroke, 15. Pull off to 12, 13 on the B. Right now your pick is resting on the D string. You have the first 3 notes. When we ascend, we're going to start with a downstroke on the G string, the best string, on the 12th fret. Back to 13 on B, 12 on the E string. The pattern in its entirety is going to be 15 E, pull off to 12, 13 on B, 12 on G, but with a downstroke, this will ascend. 13, 12. Everything all together. Upstroke, upstroke, downstroke, down, down. Wow, that was ugly. Now, if you've noticed over the last minute or so, each note is ringing out, intrusively bothering the next one. We don't want that. As previously stated, we want each note to be crisp, concise, articulate, staccato, and no overlapping frequencies in between each of the notes. That sounded really professional. So, after we do our first two notes, which would be 15, pull off to 12 on E, as we're striking 13 on the B string, we're not going to fully release the 12th fret on the E string. We're simply going to raise the string off of the frets and keep it muted, like so. So as we're striking the B string, our finger, again, is still on the E string, canceling out the notes from the previous strum. The pattern, as we're going up, gets a little trickier because you can still mute with your left hand when you're ascending, but it's also much easier if you get the meat of your right hand involved. What I'm saying is if when you're ascending, going from the bottom strings to the top, each string played previously can be muted out, almost like you're palm muting, but you're doing one string individually at a time, almost like a sawing motion on the strings. So, if done correctly, should sound like so. Now, a couple more things. Take your pickup selector switch, usually located somewhere down home, flip it to the neck pickup. It'll give you a little more clarity, less distortion, and it'll make things articulate a lot better than having your full-blown bridge pickup going. Get a lot of noise, flip it to the neck. Might be difficult to pick up watching this on your phone, and I'm recording it through the camera's audio, but trust me, in real life, you'll definitely notice a difference. Second, as I said before, start off, this is not something you can just whack right into. Start off slowly, literally put the metronome at 60 and go. And then eventually, it'll happen. It takes a while. Like, I'm not the best at it, but I'm certainly no slouch at it either. It took me a while to learn how to do. It's not the easiest thing in the world. That's why it's cool. And if it were easy, everybody would do it. Lastly, this is just one little 4-note pattern. You can do 4 strings, 5 strings. Throwing sweeping in there, throw another hammer on, sliding. Literally, if you have a scale, say a minor scale, that entire scale you could sweep it that way. Up, down, left, right, any which way you want. Just don't keep doing it, the entire song, or you're going to look like you're just stroking the shit out of your own ego, which is, good here and there, but ultimately, nobody wants to see that for 5 minutes straight. A little taste. Don't dip the whole thing in there, just a little taste. If you have any questions, email me, let me know. Let me know what you want to see next. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, write me, and I'll try and answer your question to the best of my ability. Kisses.